Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and welcome to my first look at the gameplay of The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. I know you guys love these videos on my channel so much. It's the first time that we really get to see how cats and dogs will play out in The Sims 4, and we can see in real life gameplay of everyday scenarios that involve the brand new cats and dogs. But before we hop into the actual footage, I do want to say that this video was sponsored by EA. Most of you probably already know this by now, but EA flew a bunch of Simmers, myself included, over to San Francisco right at the beginning of September to get early access and hands-on with this game. So big thank you to EA for flying me out there and providing me with the experience. Which also leads me on to the fact that this was filmed very early on in the build of this expansion pack. This is not the final software. This isn't the game that's going to be shipped. This was over almost 2 months ago now, so they were still scrubbing things up and making things work. So this is not the final software. Don't be alarmed if you see anything a little bit quirky that's not really supposed to happen, because that is the reason why. This is not the final shipment expansion pack. And also, if you are new to my channel, I do not always sound like this. I am ill right now, so excuse the voice on this preview video, but I wanted to get it up for you guys. I know you've all been dying to see it, so we're gonna hop right into everything that I explored in my half an hour of playing cats and dogs at the preview event. So of course, one of the first brand new things of The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs is Brindleton Bay, the brand new world that we get with this expansion pack. And the first neighborhood is Sable Square, the cultural center of the city. Sable Square is ideal for cats and dogs alike. These people love their pets so much, they've built a monument to them right in the middle of town. So basically, this contains your dog park. It also contains the massive fountain that we have seen in a couple of the mini trailers. The team kind of wanted cats to be as active as dogs in this expansion pack, and I feel like they've really done this in the fact that cats can go outside and they can kind of play with one another. And obviously in this neighborhood, that fountain will kind of be seen, I think, from most areas. I honestly didn't get to explore much, and I'm so excited to fully get my hands on this expansion so I can really dive into it. But cats are as active as dogs. That's one thing that I did notice, and they can play in the fountain, and obviously owners can take their dogs for walks and things like that. And then also situated in Sable Square is the pre-built veterinary hospital, I think it's called. So you already have a vet in this area. It's shown by a little paw print, which you guys will see in a little bit, and you can either get rid of that, build your own vet place, or you can just own that one and have that one run as your veterinary clinic. Which, speaking of, I unfortunately couldn't capture any of the vet side of this pack because I know that's a large part of it, but unfortunately it wasn't ready for us when we got to San Francisco, so I don't have anything on that. But I will link to the Sims team live stream that they did on the vet career, so you guys can go check it out and get all the in-depth information that you need about it. That will be linked down below. So that's the first neighborhood. This world is pretty big. Like, I'm impressed with how this world looks. They kind of went for a New England coastal, quaint, and historical kind of vibe, so it kind of ties in really well to Windenburg. I feel like it really adds on to that element of The Sims 4 that we already have. Then moving on to the next neighborhood in this brand new world, we have Cavalier Cove. Known for its hiking trails and sprawling coastal properties, Cavalier Cove is the perfect place to go exploring and chase seagulls with an adventurous pup. I will definitely show you more of this neighborhood because this is actually where I situated the sim that I was playing with at the event, so you will definitely see a little bit of the cove. There's some really cool kind of hidden secrets about this part of the neighborhood. I really, really like it. I think you guys are really going to be impressed with how we kind of get over to the next neighborhood. It's a form of transport that we have yet to see in The Sims 4. So keep watching this preview and I will show you this very exciting part of this world. And also in this neighborhood, you have a lot of the bigger lots. So you have two huge lots. I can't remember the exact size of them, but they do already have homes built on them, but you can definitely change those homes up. And then you also have two empty, smaller lots, say if you do want to live in this beachy vibe kind of place. Also, the seagulls are great. You're gonna have a lot of fun with them if you have a puppy in this game, because it's just so cute. Like I said, I will show that to you guys, so keep on watching. Then we move on to kind of the spookier part of this neighborhood, which is Dead Grass Isle. Once the site of a mysterious shipwreck, the Dead Grass Isle is now home to the world-famous Brindleton Light and the city's largest population of indigenous strays. Lately, however, there have been some rumors about strange visitors after sundown. This part of the world contains the pet cemetery, which is really sad when you think about it, but also a very cool place. There are such thing as ghost pets who will show up during the night. I unfortunately didn't get to see one, but I reckon in my Let's Play we're gonna be hanging out here a little bit because I want to catch a glimpse of some of these bad boys. And then there's also a museum which is kind of fun to explore, and you can adopt a lot of strays off this island because again, when you think about it, it's really sad because they're kind of just abandoned on an island, but your sim can take them in and give them a loving home, so there's positives in everything, I suppose. Then, last but not least, we have probably my favourite part of the world. This is the docks sort of community area, a favourite hangout for the bay's feline citizens, who can often be found climbing around down at the docks. Whiskerman's Wharf is also enjoyed by fishermen and tourists alike. So this is Whiskerman's Wharf, as you guys can see. Try and say that 3 times fast. It's super hard. This is more of the downtown kind of area, I suppose. This is where a lot of the bars are, the food stands, restaurants if you want to make restaurants. It's kind of more the social aspect, which doesn't really make sense for, you know, cat people and cats, but there are a lot of cats here. It's pretty much a cat magnet. You will find a lot of stray cats roaming around and just a lot of them just doing what they like to do, hanging around on the docks, testing their like parkour skills, as you know cats like to do. And it just looks really, really nice. We've seen this in a lot of the trailers, Sims walking through the docks, the food stalls and all of that good stuff. So this is really the community type of area in Brindleton Bay. Now on to the most important part of this video, actually having a pet. I focus on dogs in this video, so I don't really show off cats too much. I am sorry about that, but that's just what I decided to focus on. So here we have a lot of the friendly interactions that come with having a pet. When you adopt a pet, you're kind of still in the acquaintances sort of area as soon as you leave Create a Sim. So you do have to get your relationship up a lot to actually unlock more interactions with your animal. But here we have give treat, offer friendship, pet, play, praise, send hunting, Simstagram pet, so your pet can have their own Simstagram account, and also talk to. Like I said, more of these interactions will unlock the further along your relationship goes with your animal. And also, if you do want to check out cats, I'm sure plenty of other people have covered them in their gameplay first looks, including Rory Plays. So I will leave a link to Rory's Twitch down below. I know that she was like like, Molly, have you recorded dogs? And I had, so it's only fair to say that she has recorded a lot of cats, so go check her out if you want to. So I kind of just wanted to get my Sim and Charlie's relationship up. We kind of feed him some treats, you know. Food always wins over animals, so you gotta be good to them. You gotta give them some treats. I just decided to give him treat even though we were only just talking to him. And then I was like, you know what? I want to hop into Simstagram. I want to see what this is about. It's a bit unfortunate. It kind of pauses like whatever angle your dog is at. So as you can see, Charlie is currently listening to us very intently. So it's not the best angle for a Simstagram post, but he does get like 21 followers out of it. So I guess he's just a cute dog in general because people want to follow him. If I saw Charlie in real life, I would want to follow him as well. As you can see, we have unlocked some more interactions. We have the pamper on couch, for example, and then we also have the encourage to breed with. So that's actually how you breed animals in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. You can't play as the animal, but you can kind of encourage them to go breed with another dog. If there are dogs around, you can kind of just say, hey, I want you to go be a stud for that dog right there. And I think a list just comes up of people who are close by, or pets that are close by, not people. That would be weird. Of pets that are close by, and you can kind of just pick from the list. Obviously, Charlie is a male, so on his list would be a lot of female dogs, and they can kind of just go off, do their own thing. I didn't actually do it because I didn't want to get too attached. I didn't want him to have puppies and then be like, I want to keep them all, and then have to get rid of my save file because I only got to play for a certain amount of time. So I didn't unfortunately have any puppies, but that is how you go about the process in Cats and Dogs, because I know a lot of you were wondering about that, considering we can't actually play as the animal. A lot of these interactions are some of the cutest that I have seen in The Sims 4 so far, but I think that's just because they contain all the fluffy little animals, and you guys know that I am a massive animal lover at heart. I mean, just look at how happy Charlie looks that he's getting hugs off his owner. He's just like, I'm so glad you picked me. I'm so glad I'm here. He's just so cute. I just want him in real life, and I feel like that's how a lot of people are gonna be with these pets. I think they did them really, really well. And then I kind of dive into the training skill a little bit. So it's actually your Sim that starts to gain the training skill, kind of like the parenting skill that came with parenthood. It's not the child who starts to gain it, it is actually the adult or the main Sim. So in this scenario, your pet doesn't learn the training skill, it's actually the owner. So as they teach your pet to sit, talk, roll over, you know, play fetch and all of that stuff, also do the agility course and things like that, they get better and better in the training skill. I actually didn't unlock many levels of it. I think I still remained on level 1 and 2, so I couldn't get the full digest of this skill, but I'm assuming the more you train that up and become better in said skill, you will be able to unlock more interactions and things like that. Towards the end of this video, we do the daring fire ring, which I was so scared about. You know, dogs and fire, I don't think they go very well together, but I wanted to test it out. I hope I at least captured it. We're gonna have to see, but I did play around with that a little bit. It did give me a lot of feels. I didn't really want to mess around with fire, and as you can see during this, there are dogs wandering around and there are a lot of Sims, so the worlds do feel very full and there are a lot of random pets wandering around, so you're never really missing out on interacting with animals. Even if your Sim themselves doesn't own a cat or a dog, there are a lot of animals just wandering around that you can interact with. After we interacted with Charlie a little bit, I decided he needed a bit of food, so I'm showing off one of the new objects that comes with Cats and Dogs, and this is kind of like the auto feeder. You can just have the bowl by itself, but this machine kind of lets you schedule how often all of the food will be let out into the bowl, so you can completely fill it and then set a time schedule. I set it to every 6 hours, so every 6 hours that goes out and Charlie can be fed. And then I decided to send him hunting, you know? This dog needs to earn his way, and he's gonna do it by hunting. They can earn money from hunting. They can find specific collectibles. I think it's the same kind of collectibles that Sims can find when they look for frogs and things like that. So kind of the time capsules and collectibles like crystals and things. So he's gonna go over to the trash because hello, that is my natural habitat, and he was drawn straight to the rubbish bin. But as you can see, he's in kind of the beachy area. I did say that we would check out this part of Cavalier Cove a little bit more, and it's really cool. There's kind of like a little docks, and then there's wooden sort of, I don't know what you would call them, like trails, I guess you could say. And then over here we have the very special mode of transportation, the boat. You can catch a boat over to the lighthouse. You can take your pet with you. This is to visit the Maritime Museum and the lighthouse. So you can kind of wander over there, and then there is just a loading screen as usual with The Sims 4, but your Sims kind of travel on a boat, which tell me that isn't the coolest thing. It's a brand new form of transportation in The Sims 4, and it just fits in so well with this world. When I saw this, I freaked a little bit. I was like, oh my goodness, this is something brand new. It's in this amazing new area, and we can get to Deadgrass Isles by going in this boat. Like, what the heck? That is just insane. So here you can see he's traveling over, and then I will show you how it looks to travel on said boat. Like I said, there is a loading screen, but your Sims do walk onto the docks. They walk onto the loading deck of the boat. And then it gives you confirmation, do you want to travel to the lighthouse? And then the loading screen kicks in and you travel to the island and the lighthouse with the pet cemetery and the Maritime Museum. As you guys can see, we do have dead grass, that's so hard to say, dead grass discoveries in the background, which is the Maritime Museum, but that didn't really catch my attention because I really just wanted to play with the puppa. I just wanted to explore everything there was to do with dogs and kind of get their relationship up a lot. As you can see, they're already friends. Every interaction you do with your pet does raise your relationship level, and then we do start unlocking a few more of the interactions, like let lick face. You can give your dog little smooches, which I do all the time. I hug Fred so much, and I'm one of those people that lets my dog lick their face. I don't let him lick my lips because that's a bit gross, but I do let him just go crazy and give me kisses because he's just too cute to resist. After all of this, Charlie does get a little bit more adventurous in himself. He starts kind of wandering off on his own without Winston. He's like, I can do this. I can go in the big bad world by myself. I can attack these birds if Winston wants me to, which is probably one of my favorite features of this pack. If you see like a group of seagulls like over here, you can send your dog to bark them and scare them away. You can also do that with Sims that your Sim actually dislikes. If you dislike a certain Sim, you can kind of send your dog to attack them. And that little pile over there is actually part of the hunting skill. I think the training skill does go towards hunting as well. So once you see those piles, you can kind of send your dog to hunt and scavenge for things in those little piles, which is what you will see around the world. They're kind of like little wood piles and hay piles, just kind of small little things of debris, and they can also go in the trash like we saw Charlie do earlier. But yeah, the attacking people, I mean, it's something that I'm probably gonna do because somehow I always end up with an enemy in my Let's Plays. As you can see, Bjorn is currently... Bjorn? Is that how I pronounce it? He's just letting Charlie sniff him and familiarize himself, so other Sims can just interact with your dog if you just let them roam around. and then we're kind of checking out some of the care options in this part. So pet care, you can send him home, you can put him on his leash, you can go on a walk, you can ask him to go potty, which we do, and Charlie, being the good boy that he is, guess where he decides to go potty? You may guess it. Right up against his owner. We end up stood in our dog's own pee-pee puddle. Charlie, you're such an obedient dog. I love you. How did I ever get so lucky to have such a great dog? And then look how cute he looks. He's like so proud of himself. I just peed on Winston. I just claimed him as my own property, and now it's going on my Simstagram for how pleased I am in myself about that fact. He's very cute though, you can't deny it. He's a cute little puppy. And if that's not enough excitement for you guys, I decide to step up the training of Charlie a little bit more. Like I said, we are only gonna reach level 2, so this is not the whole skill. I'm not really spoiling too much, but we kind of wanted to test out a little bit of the equipment, and he's pretty damn good at it. He's pretty impressive on this equipment, and we even decide to step him up to the hoop, which later on I will set on fire, and your dogs and cats can set on fire whilst jumping through this hoop. However, the gurus have told me they will not be killed due to fire. I think they can get singed, but I don't think they can properly like set themselves alight. So don't worry, you aren't gambling the life of your pet away if you do set that on fire. I think they can only get singed. I remember asking one of the gurus, I think it was JM or somebody, I was like, can they die from setting themselves on fire with this hoop? Like, I need to know before I get attached to these pets and whether I ever want to use that hoop of death. And they told me that they cannot, so I'm happy about that. He's just playing some fetch now. He's looking really happy with himself. He's had a good first day with his owner, and as you can see, there are some puppies in the background. Sims definitely like jogging around this specific area that I was in, and just like Charlie got distracted chasing his own tail, I get pretty distracted by the people in the background. There are loads of joggers. It looks like this dog in the pink shark swimming vest is actually Miko's. So I don't know whether Sims who already live in the worlds kind of get pets with this expansion pack. I'm not too sure, quite honestly, but it looked like he was jogging next to Miko. And, you know, she has pink hair. The dog was wearing a pink shark vest. I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, that just might be me assuming, but it would be pretty cool if already existing Sims in the world could have these pets added on in this expansion. And now here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for, this ring of fire. Honestly, this made me so scared for Charlie. Like, I'm surprised he just accepted it straight up. He was like, yeah, I can do this. I can show off. I can jump through that hoop. He's only level 2 in the training skill. So I was really shocked that we could already set this on fire, and he just jumps through it, like, with no hesitation, and is so happy about it. Look at him celebrating. And then he just chills out, and he's like, yeah, I just did that, you know, and after all this hard work, I feel like I deserve a nice bit of food from my brand new bowl that my owner has bought for me. So he's gonna go munch on some food, start chowing down to get his energy back up, because we've had a fairly busy day with him. We have been encouraging him to do all of the things, and we also want to tidy up our house with this new Roomba system. This is a brand new object that comes with the Sims 4 pets. It kind of ties into the expansion because if your pet is a furball, it can lose a lot of hair and can kind of leave these disgusting looking hairballs around the house. So this Hoover system, I think it kind of just goes around, hoovers them all up. It deep cleans the house for you. And then this also comes into play because your animals can kind of have these hidden traits. They can be skittish, so skittish cats and I think maybe dogs, if it's a trait for dogs, they will automatically kind of become scared of this thing because, you know, it's an unknown bit of kit and they're like, why is this moving on its own? I can tell that it's not alive, and they can get really scared of it, which Charlie does actually do in a few moments. Like, as you can see, he's kind of looking at it and growling at it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like this unknown piece of mechanics. He's like, no, I know you're not alive, but also you're really scaring me. He kind of follows it a little bit. He's very curious and wary of Roomba. But your cats, if they are kind of inquisitive and not so scared of it, they can kind of sit on it and ride around, which is hilarious. I saw a couple of people at camp doing that and it was so funny. But Charlie definitely isn't a fan. Look at how scared he looks. He's like gnawing his teeth, grizzling at it, and he just does not look like he is enjoying that. His ears are back. He does not want to be a part of Roomba whatsoever. He's kind of looking up at Winston's food, wanting some. He wants some of that sandwich. Like, look at him. He's practically drooling. Winston can't really avoid the side eyes. No, he changed his mind. He preferred sleep over food. Same, buddy. I feel the exact same way as you. Oh man, he's so cute. Look at him sleeping. He's so worn out from the day. Buddy, you must be wiped. I feel like I worked you hard. I just wanted to show off to the people how talented and clever you were. But now he's gonna ask for some food. He's like, no, really, I've had a quick nap. I want some of that food. Like, please give it to me. And there we go. Winston's just thrown it down on the floor for him, but he didn't even eat it. He just wants to be around his parent. He just wants to follow him. He doesn't actually want the food. He's just like, Winston, give me some love, please. But that's a day in the life of The Sims 4 cats and dogs. That's all the footage that I have to show you guys. I do just want to repeat that this is not the final software. I played this back at the beginning of September and the team work on this pack literally right up to release. So this is not the final software. And once again, big thank you to EA for inviting me over to get the first hands on with this expansion pack so that I could provide this first look for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know it's a longer video than I was originally expecting it to be. I didn't think I had that much footage, but actually a lot of it was usable. So I decided to do it as kind of a let's play part. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what kind of dogs or cats you're excited to make, what breeds you're gonna go for, whether you're gonna create your pet first, what kind of Sims you're gonna create. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have planned to play as in The Sims 4 cats and dogs. And remember that this is released on the 10th of November. Pre-orders are open on Origin, just thought I'd remind you guys, but it does come out officially on the 10th and I can't wait until we all get our hands on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will speak to you all in my official Sims 4 cats and dogs let's play. Bye guys!